Good morning, let's do your Seint tutorial. You have gotten your tins in the mail. You just push up and slide out and they come out. And then you take the palette that you got and set it in. They're magnetic. I do recommend that you save the tops. You can use them to pop up the tins, and there's several uses you can use throughout your Seint journey. So this is your colors. I have put them in the order that you're gonna use them. This is Frenchy that you're gonna use for color correction under your eyes. This is your brightening highlight that will be used to give your face a little pop of color, and that is your color Wheat. This is your main color, Sandy. This is your contour color. You have Indigo. This is your illuminator. You have the Rose Gold. The eyeshadows over here. So we have Sabrina, and then you'll have Oak, and then you'll have Foxy, and then you'll have your Graceland. So everything you need is in one palette, and then you've got your buff brush. So I'm just gonna do my normal routine, what I usually do. I have my toner. It's made by Seint, and I'm just gonna squirt it on my face. And the more you use that over time, it just kind of evens out redness, makes your pores get a little bit smaller. It helps with blemishes, acne, all kinds of stuff. Next, I'm gonna add a moisturizer with SPF. I've been using the CeraVe. So this is a moisturizer and SPF together. If you have a separate moisturizer, you can go ahead and apply that now. Next, you'll need to apply your primer. I'm gonna be using the Seint primer. It's actually the setting spray that doubles as a primer and a setting spray. So I'm squirting it on my face. And I'm gonna give it just a second to kind of set. Usually we do recommend about 10 minutes or so in between your primer and your makeup. So you could go do your hair, put on your clothes, whatever works for you. I'm gonna jump right in though and continue your tutorial. We're gonna start with Frenchy, and I'm gonna take my ring finger. I'm gonna take Frenchy and just apply it in a triangular motion, and that's gonna color correct under your eye. You don't wanna just do it right underneath your eye. Once you get all your makeup on, it'll make it look kind of cakey and heavy, so you kinda wanna pull it out and just kind of blend it in just a tad, okay? I've got that red spot on my nose, so I'm gonna kind of color correct a couple places, okay? Next, we're gonna go with the buff brush, and we're gonna start with your brightening highlight. For you, that is Wheat. So we're gonna take the small on the brush, and we're just gonna kind of pat it. We're not dragging it. And we're gonna start at the inside of our eye, and we're gonna do a check. Inside of our other eye, and do a check. Do like a little tulip, and we're gonna come down our nose, all the way down to our chin. So we have a straight line down. And then we're just gonna connect. So it kind of looks like we have on an eye mask, okay? Do this a little brighter down my nose, just so you can see it. So that is your brightener, that is Wheat. Next we're gonna go in with your main color, Sandy. I'm gonna use the same brush, same end, and I'm just gonna pat it into Sandy. And we want this makeup to be in one layer. We don't wanna put colors on top of colors. So we're gonna do another check. Same on the other side. Check. We're gonna do it on either side of our chin. I'm gonna do it on my eyelids. And then we're gonna do it across our forehead and either sides of our nose. Next, you have Indigo. That's gonna be your contour color. Still the same side of the brush. I'm just gonna pat it into that indigo, and you're gonna do it around your hairline. You're gonna find your cheekbone. See where the corner of your eye is? That's where you're gonna stop. So you're gonna find that corner, and you're gonna come up, find that corner, go up. So see, you're in between those two check marks. Same thing, do that on your jawline. And I just kind of take what's left and kind of pull it down my neck to kind of give that a slimming effect. So we've got our main colors on. Now we're gonna take the other side of our buff brush, it's the bigger end, and we are just gonna pat these colors into our face. We're not swirling, we're just gonna pat. And because it's cream, after a few minutes, these colors are just gonna kind of melt into your face. Once I get it all on, I usually wait about 10 minutes to take any kind of after pictures, because that's kind of, once it's done its magic and kind of melted into my skin, I'm kind of patting and flicking all in one motion. So Frenchie is obviously not as dark as this pink that I used to show you. So if you need more to color the Frenchie, by all means do it. You shouldn't. That one was just a super bright pink that I did. So I just need to make sure it's covered so we can get a final look. Now let's continue on to our blending. I'm gonna wait and do the contour last, so I'm kind of going around it a little bit. So pretty much those light colors are blended. So I'm gonna start blending in that contour a little bit, and that's just gonna give a little bit of depth and definition to your face. That's why they call it the 3D foundation, to give your face some dimension. You always wanna go up and back. You don't wanna pull down. Okay, I'm just gonna make sure we're all good and blended. Different brushes will give you different finishes, as in a full coverage, medium coverage, light coverage. The buff brush will give you a full coverage. So at this step, you would put on your blush. I'm gonna use this pinkish color that I have for blush, and I'm just gonna tap it onto my cheeks and just kind of pat it until it gets to the brightness that I'd like it. The more you pat and the more you blend, the lighter it's gonna be, the more it's gonna blend into your skin. Okay, next we have the illuminator. I'm just gonna take my ring finger and I'm just gonna apply it at the top of my cheeks. And then I'm gonna come down the middle of my face, okay? Just blend that out a little bit. And then we'll do our eyes, and I'm gonna put a little bit of that illuminator on my eyes too. But right now, you've got a full face on, and you can literally walk out the door, throw on some mascara and lips, and go. Okay, so let's swap over to our eyes. I have got the smudge brush, and I'm gonna go in with Sabrina. And I'm gonna do it all over my lid, all the way up to my brows. So that just gives us a good base color. Next, you'll go in with Oak. I'm just gonna do a couple little pats. They're highly pigmented, so it doesn't take much. And I'm just gonna kind of do a V. See that? Let's do a V on our other eye. I'm gonna take the other end that doesn't have anything in it, and I'm just gonna kind of windshield wiper motion to blend it together a little bit. Just kind of lightly back and forth. But I'm gonna leave the brightness in that inner corner. I'm not going over there. Next, we'll take Foxy, and I'm just patting my brush, and I'm just gonna kind of pat it all over to kind of blend those colors together. And the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go in with Graceland. Your real sparkly one is Graceland, and we're just gonna pat that all over your lid. To finish it off, let's do a little bit of that illuminator in the outer corner of our eye. And if you have any fall off, you can take your buff brush and just kind of brush it out and off. And you, my friend, are ready to go. We have done a full look, everything in one compact. If you have any questions, let me know. I always finish my look off with our setting spray and our perfector sponge. So I just squirt it on the sponge and I kind of squeeze it out. You don't want it to use it dry, it will take all the makeup off, but you don't want to use it dripping wet, so just kind of damp. And I just kind of pat it all over my face. It gets off any makeup that I might have used, like gotten too heavy-handed with, and it's putting the setting spray on your face. So you're getting a 2-for-1 action there. And that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. Bye.